Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today the ultimate, absolute magic healing guide. Wand and stuff, everything starting from the PvE, then global and mass PvP builds, and then arena builds. Everything in one video. I mean, just for that, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like it, right? Yeah, by the way, my name is PLK, so it will be a long video. Just bring yourself some good snack and beverage, and let's start right away. Let's start with a simple one. Let's start with how we build your character. What is Mage Healer? Okay, Mage Healer is somebody who has Wand as the main weapon. That's super important because we are using Mastery from the Wand. Let's start with this. So we have Wand and we have a staff. Mastery, we choose this one because the last one is heavy attack chance, and we also have a skill heal here, or we choose the upper one, which is cooldown speed here, mana regeneration, and you have something that you will focus on the curses. This one is much simpler, it's just cooldown speed, attack speed, skill heal, and heavy attack chance. We need that. You can have stuff as your main weapon, but in that case I will go with the middle one because it's cooldown speed, mana regeneration, and all of these things. But we use Wand. Now, skills. How we progress with your skills. You will have a lot of books, blue and purple and everything, enough to build your character till all of the purple skills in the end game during your main quest and activities. So I suggest to level up first your attack skills like fireball, lightning, then your healing skills, which is solo heal and group heal, and then whatever you prefer, but only the skills that you will be using for the mass PvP, because mass PvP is the main one. In PvE is much more simpler, so you use this. Same with the passives. You have to go first on asceticism because it's mana regeneration and heavy attack chance, and also you go into the mana amplification because that's your HP plus 3360 HP on the max level. So you do that. Alright, now let's talk about skills on PvE, mass PvP and arena, and then we will talk about the build itemization, the gear progression. What we collect, what gear do we have, and what we want to collect. And what's the idea behind that? Why you need to listen to me? Look at all of these mass PvP events that we are participating in Korea, here in global launch. I know what I'm talking about, and I love playing healers. So, that's passion from my soul, from my heart, to you guys, to you. Alright, skills. I have 3 different skills presets for the PvE grind, for PvP mass, and arena fights. Basically, you need to have PvE for the dungeons and PvE for the solo grind. But we don't have 4 of them, and mass PvP and arena is much more important for myself, that's why I have these ones. So for PvE, this is the list of the skills that I'm using, and not all of them are mandatory. Let's talk about what you can change. First of all, you can change Fireball Barrage to Inferno Wave, which is green. I didn't saw that, so I need to level up, I have enough books. But that's only for the AoE grind. If you're in the dungeon or if you're solo grinding contracts, Fireball Barrage is much more easier and useful. Then you can change this one, Inner Peace. If you are alone, most likely you will need this Curse Explosion to have 2, 3, 4 mobs at the same time and blast them. In that case, you need to change some specialization for the Touch of Despair. You should click on this one, which will make it AoE. But now we are talking about the average PvE experience, which is dungeons, right? So okay, solo grind, fine. Now let's talk about what are we using during the dungeons. This is the normal setup for the dungeons. So basically here you have all of your damage, then you have your shields, which is pretty important to use. Sleep is not super important, but it's really good to have it, to help your party with the trash mobs. This one is definitely something that you need, because during the dungeons you will be out of mana really fast. And that's why I like stuff with the wand, not other. Everybody asking, can I use like wand and SNS? Can I use wand and other weapons? Yes, you can. But the mana regeneration in passives from the staff, and this one is really useful in the dungeon. So you will be every time with the mana, you can do the full damage. That's why this class is hybrid and super cool. You're making a lot of damage as a mage, and you also can heal really, really good. These 3 skills are mandatory for any PvE and PvP healer actually. So this one, make a barrier. Under this barrier, you will heal 42% more during the day. And during the night, you will add all of the endurances, which is super cool. Solo heal and mass heal. This thing, if your party already not struggling with the healing, so you don't need all of 3 heals because you have this one as well, you're using this Victorious Energy, which will add additional cooldown speed reduction and additional damage to your party. Regarding passives, super simple. Almost in all of the builds, you have the same passives only last one will change. So for PvE, mana regeneration and heavy attack if you stay in one place, more HP and more mana, and you need this because this passive from the wand is skill heal will increase additionally 2.6% per every 1000 max mana, and I have 12,000. So my skill heal is 75% more, without any sets for healing. Fire damage increase, some additional healing buffs when you're taking damage, and these ones are really important. So skill heal, additional heal, and additional regeneration healing. Super good. Before that, I will show the typical rotation in the PvE dungeon. So you go to your target, right? All of your party is fine. So you start with lightning because it's insta. Then you do the fireball bomb, which making a lot of damage. Then you have Touch of Despair, another lightning, fire barrage, and that's all. And now you do it like in a circle. It's specifically enough time to do that. Now before every fight you do the shields, and it's massive, and it's LE, and then you circle on this rotation. If you have this skill, you do it together with the shields. If not, it's just additional heal, right? So if something happens with your party member, you're using R, which is Blessed Barrier, like this, and then you heal it with the solo heals. If all of the party is damaged, you're using the group heal. It's simple, nothing important here. That's the rotation. And you have a lot of mana, you are really good with the damage with your rotation of the skills. Look at that, it's like really, really good one. And you're fine, that's PvE. You asked about PvE. Now about the gear and stuff. It will be the same like for PvP, because it will be really hard to grind for specific PvE gear and for PvP gear. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now let's talk about specialization. Look at that, you have specialization here. Basically you buff solo heals, you buff your sleep, which is not super mandatory. So you can switch sleep, for instance, to additional damage, time of punishment, or additional heals from the fountain of life. I prefer that. I like it. I prefer that. So you have additional buffs for the Clay of Salvation, you have mass shield, and that's all. Other are in damage. You can use these fireballs, or you can use fireballs without casting, and it's 3 of them, and they do basically the same damage, but I really like to click one button with big damage, and like it's AoE ball. So fireballs is our main spell of damage. Second main is Chain of Lightning. So you want Chain of Lightning to be AoE without the rain. You have it here, additional damage also. Same for the second lightning. And then you buff Victorious Energy for this additional max damage and hit for your party. But if you don't use this one, you will use this specialization point on the Fountain of Life and maybe some additional spells. That's all. That's how you use it, right? So lightning, fireball, Touch of Despair, other lightning, fire barrage, and you're good, right? You can start right away from the lightning, Touch of Despair, and so on, so on, so on, so on. It's a pretty big damage. Now that's PvE. That's all for PvE. Now let's talk about the good stuff, about the PvP, right? And how we play as a PvP. You can make your character really differently. You can make your character really differently, and it will be the Curse Bomber. It will be just a healer. It will be a hybrid. It differently. So wand and stuff is pretty cool. You don't have cool things like how to avoid death, like the wand and the sword and shield, or wand and the dagger. So it's more like hybrid. That's why I like it. You're doing a lot of damage during the PvP, and you also can heal your party members. And look at that. Your heals have cooldown of 10 seconds and 36 seconds. So most likely you will not heal your party members all the time, right? So damage is really important. Let's go. This is PvP spec. What changed from the PvE? Let's look. Same. Now, Touch of Despair. If you are not the Curse Bomber, and I am using the hybrid Mage healer. So it's basically the AoE target damage, instant damage, and a lot of heals and buffs. So that's why we're using Ice Spear Bombardment. I'm using that all of the time. So what you can do as the hybrid healer support mage, you can slow targets, you can bind them, and you can kill them, and you can heal your party mates. Main thing is the healing, right? But look at that. You will freeze and bind the target. If the target is binded, it's basically death. Because, the mass PvP happening, it's basically ball of the enemies with ball of your guild fighting each other, circling the ground and trying to find a good way and rotations how to start the fight. So that's why if you bind the target alone, it's not in the ball, it's dead. Then you have a Hellfire Rain. We all know that's really cool thing, it's a meteor. I prefer to use this one because if you miss the meteor, it's just one miss. if you use like this meteor shower, you definitely will, hit somebody. It's a lot of them, so overall damage is bigger, and we are thinking about the mass PvP right now, so using that. Then we have the second skill, which before that freeze the target, but now with the specialization it will not freeze, but it will make a lot of damage, and also bind the target. So target binded with this skill and this skill, and you can kill it, and your party will kill it, and your QTL will kill it. It's super useful. Then other than that, we have buffs and heals. So we have shields, same stuff, circle of healing, which is really useful. You just place it somewhere where melee fighting one another, and then you have the same barrier, solo healing, a lot of them, look at the numbers, and you have the mass healing. The last one, super cool thing, you can have curse bombs, you can have additional buffs, or you can have the sleep bomb. And I personally think that sleep bomb is turning fights around. Just look at that. Just look at that.
In the middle and find a sleep, and he finds a huge sleep.
Wait, it's a big sleep, engage the stone, full send. They're all sleeping. Let's fucking go.
I mean, a lot of passion, right? But it really helps the fight. Look at it, how it works. I do sleep on the center, and then I do mass sleep in 1 second, and all of them are not unsleeped before I will hit them 2 times. So like all of these people, and sometimes as you saw, it's like 20, 30 people, it's like a lot of them just stay. So our guild have the chance just to blast them in 1 time. All the great sword users, all the tanks, everybody just jump there, mages blast them, and like we win, right? So this is super useful. That's about the skills. And you start to level up skills which you have in mass PvP. That's the most important thing. If you will not have all of them purple, it's useless. Now about passive, same stuff. What we change? We change here few things. So we have mana regeneration and heavy attack chance if you stay, max mana and max HP. You have echoic barrier, which is increase silence, bind, and sleep resistance by 540 for 9 seconds after it was applied to you. It's really useful. If you will live through one of them, at least you will run when the second one landed. Then you have this thing, it's Forbidden Sanctuary. It's just additional damage, additional skill damage. And skill damage, which means more heals and more damage. Cool? Cool. Fire damage and all of these things just for the healing. Simple. Now let's talk about skill specialization. It's a little bit different. So Fireball the same, Lightning the same. You have Inner Peace, which is just mana regeneration spell, yep, but it has this specialization immune to CC. It's basically remove the CC once, but this skill have 54 seconds of cooldown, so every 54 seconds you have a remove CC. Really good thing, and mana as well, that's really useful. So you can use this one, or you can use additional heal. You decide. Then the Ice Spear thing. You basically need 2 of these, because it will bite the target. This is just additional damage. If you like, additional 40% of the damage is pretty big one, so use that. Ice Tomb, 2 of these will bite the target, not freeze the target, because if you freeze the target, you need to wait. This just bite it, and the target is dead. And Hellfire Rain. So it's 2 different things that you can do here. Basically, this is the just meteor, and this Hellfire, it's bigger damage, it's more area, and also each of them will decrease incoming recovery effect by 60%. So everybody who will be hit by Meteor Shower, Hellfire Rain, could not get any heals. So they will die. That's really useful. You have the timer. You need to cast the spell. Everybody will see you specifically, right? So in the good guilds, in the good PvP setups, people will kill you before you will cast all of that. And like, believe me, they will. So this is really important to do the Sleep Bomb and then to do the Hellfire Rain. Or you can just change Hellfire Rain to Judgment Lightning. It will be less damage, but it will be a lot of damage, and it's mass damage as well. That's how we do during the mass PvP. What we do during the mass PvP? Let me show you. That's super simple. So basically, this is the enemy ball. This is our ball. They are fighting, right? You will be stay all of the time somewhere here or here. If you will stay behind, that's fine, but enemy will try to do this. Enemy daggers and enemy stealth users and enemy spin to win crossbows will try this, and they will kill you. That's the thing. So if you're somewhere here, you can enter your blob and heal your party mates and also kill the enemies. That's how you work, right? You are behind or somewhere on the side. Try to use the high ground. That's super important. Look at these videos that I'm showing to you. The high ground is super important. On the high ground, you can do a lot of damage. It will be a little bit more complex to them to get to you. So that's how you do. The main priority for you is healing. If you will heal your party member at least once and he will live, it means you kill 2, right? That's super important. That's the must PvP. And like you can see right now on the screen all these videos, this class is super fun to play. Now, let's talk about the gear. I will show you what I have right now. It's only 1 week past and I'm not super big grinder. I have 2558 gear score and it's blue. Once again, on all of my videos, you're not rushing purple, you're rushing blue with all of the traits. Now you need to choose the traits. The gear for the mages, it's really hard to get proper gear, so you will have evasion or endurance. Like one more time, the most important thing for your gear to get a lot of HP, look at that. I have almost 14,000 as a healer, and then you need to get a lot of evasion or a lot of endurance. Evasion gives you a chance to avoid, to dodge the attack, and endurance will decrease the maximum damage to minimum damage. So to get a lot of evasion, so it will be bigger than enemies hit, is pretty hard in the end game. The daggers will have definitely bigger numbers of hit than your evasion, bows as well, mages kind of, but so it's hard. The overall decision is we are going to endurance. In this gear I already have melee endurance, ranged endurance pretty high, which means I will live more. So you need all the gear that have traits for melee and ranged endurance. Why not mage? Because rangers, bow users, have more range than the mages, and because melees will kill you with one combo. If the dagger will jump on you and do the silence with a great sword, you're dead. That's why we need a lot of endurance just to live through one combo. If you will live through one combo, then you can heal yourself. You can check the videos, right? From the arenas, for example. So yeah, good. If it will be 5 or 6 people, you will die anyway. So you need a lot of endurance on range and melee, and you can't have 3 of them. In all of the gear, you have only 2 of them. In this one, for example, trait list, you have melee evasion, melee endurance, ranged evasion, ranged endurance, and then max health and health regeneration. Max health is this. Whenever you have max health, you take max health. And then you just try to collect the gear which will give you the proper number of endurance or evasion that you collect. But it should be the same. If you will have a little bit in everything, it's not working. You need specific. So I choose melee endurance and range endurance and max health. That's how I think about the gear progression. In the link below in my description, you will find the proper, let me show you. You will find the proper build for everything. And even the current gear that I have right now, you can sneak peek what I'm having right now. So not all of this gear are perfect because, you're in the process, but you can see here current gear, you have start. That's something that you need to collect at the beginning. And yes, you need to trade green one as well. If you don't get fast to the blue ones, green is fine. This is the gear that you need to start. This is the gear that you need to go after that through the blue. And then that's basically the end game for now. We have only tier 1 dungeons. You have hard version, but some of these things are just from the arc bosses or from the poaches. So it's really, you need to be lucky to get all of that. But overall, what you will have in the end game here, you will have a lot of endurance, like it will be plus your additional passives. So it will be about 600-700 of melee endurance. It will be about 500 of range endurance. And you will have 14 health plus 3000 from your passive, which is 17 health of HP. Really good. And you also have a damage reduction in some things like this belt. I will not go specifically in each of them, but the idea is the following. Whatever you see here, you are taking that because it has melee endurance or range endurance and max HP. And also you're trying to collect everything so you will have really good attributes, because strength 40 will give you damage reduction 15 and max HP, but strength 50 will give you heavy attack chance. And if you can see here on the next one, it's 50. That's what you want to do. You want to do a lot of perception, you want to do a lot of strength because you need to live. The main purpose of healer to live. I will only mention the Liquidus covered tome. This thing will allow you to disappear, to go in stealth automatically when your HP is lower than 20%. That's a must. Other things, on the weapon it should be hit chance, heavy attack chance, critical hit chance. On other things it should be endurances and max HP. And here in accessories It's mostly about skill damage boost, buff duration, and max HP, and that's all. That's how you use your gear, right? It's not super hard. It's not something that you need to, theory craft for a long time. It's easy. Now, with all this gear, I can participate in big fights, in arenas, and win them. And I live through many skills and many things. So that's something that you need to consider. Now let's talk about arena. The last one, right? Arena. How we fight on arenas. The skill build is practically the same with few attributes. You can do the bombs, you can do the sleep bombs, but they're not super useful. You need to do a lot of damage, you need to freeze your opponents, so it's basically mass PvP with additional heal, and that's all. This one is immunity to CC, and this one is basically like in a mass PvP. Is it fun or not? I think it is, and we can just go right now to arena and try it one time, and let's see. Yeah, by the way, while we're waiting, you can do a little bit customization of UI. So look at that, edit HUD. So my party members are here. It's much more easier because otherwise you need to click them and heal them here. You can use it here. It's much more easier. Okay, fast, let's go. Your main priority is healing, right? But you also can have a lot of damage, boys. Look at the heals. Look at the heals. Try to kill somebody who is with low HP already. And we instantly died. Look, I can heal myself, as I told you. You can heal yourself really hard if you want to. I don't have heals, man. I don't. 2 seconds. Nope, dead. That's got one sleeping. I don't have enough mana. So you know why you need mana, right? So that's what you have, boys, right? I was happy to see you. I was really happy to see you. I was happy to see you, guys. It's really pleasure to have all this community, and thank you very much. Please subscribe and like so we'll grow more. And Throne and Liberty, because of this game, I grew from 2k to 12k, like in the 2 months. Thank you for that. I have no words. Just comment below what do you think about all of that. What next build do you want? And I will see you in Throne Liberty. Bye.